So today, let's talk about my messy room. I've had a notoriously messy room pretty much for all my life. Uh, there's probably videos of it. I mean, every time I shot a video when I used to do for PP, people were like, "Oh my gosh!" I think even in the comments, people have noticed like, "Golly, dude, David, clean up your office." Okay, so first off, I started reading this book by Kondo Mari or Marie Mari. She's a Japanese consultant, cleaning consultant. I started reading her book a while ago. I wanted to implement it, but I needed to find a time where I could set aside some time and actually finish and use the approaches that she used. Uh, I think it's gonna work. I'm pretty sure it's gonna work just because of the way she explains it, and and this is why I think it's gonna work. So as someone who, so here's the thing. Personally, I don't think I'm messy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm messy, but I'm messy in a way that I have just way too many things. I have way too many things. I have way too much clutter. Like, I like to hang on to things. Some stuff that has sentimental value. Some stuff I just don't want to throw away because I always have this thing. It's like, well, what if I need it later? In the back of my mind, there's this like, what if I need it later? I remember when I used to move up to my dorm room for college, I would bring so much stuff. And people were like, dude, you're just going there for school. Why do you need to bring all this stuff? And I bring everything because I basically am one of those I want to be prepared type of people. I talked about it about my dad and how he like taught me to be prepared for every situation. I'd bring like blank CDs. I'd bring all this stuff, and my brother was always like, when he was helping me move, he was always like, "What the hell are you bringing all that shit for? You're not gonna need it." And then halfway through the semester, when he needed blank CDs, who had them? I did. And combination is like when I lived on my own, and I had my own apartment, stuff just kind of filled. And then when I moved back to Houston in my house, I had to bring like 7 years worth of stuff that I had packed up into my apartment back into literally 2 rooms that I used to live in. Well, me and my brother's room. I had to fit it into 2 rooms that I used to live in when I lived at home in Houston. So it's just so much stuff. And the thing about it is my mom always comes into my room and she looks at it. And for her, here's the way I see it. Other people think it's so easy because when they come into the room, they're just like, well, why don't you just throw all this shit away? Just look, throw that away, throw that away, throw that away, throw that. Because none of the stuff that they're looking at has any value or meaning to them at all. Like, I'm just going to try to pick up something random. There's nothing random here. Okay. But anyways, like, just imagine, you're looking at something that has value to you that you feel strongly about, and they look at it and they're like, well, that's just a box worth of crap. Let's just toss it out. And for them, I always see it as people who are like neat. Like my brother, when he moved out of our apartment, we shared an apartment. When he moved out of his apartment, he literally had like a suitcase and then like a laundry basket, which he threw a bunch of DVDs and stuff in. Like literally, that's it. That's all he had. He didn't care to buy anything else. He didn't have anything else. And some people, that's great that they're like that, But he also did, like, when he cleaned, it was just like, oh, let me just shove everything under my bed. Oh, my room's clean. There's no clutter out everywhere. And for me, I was like, that's one of my problems is that I always like to have something to go. So if you look, see, you can see all these, like, empty shelves and stuff, like, even up there, too. Like, I don't put anything up there because I want to organize everything where it is. So there's plenty of stuff I could just grab off the thing and just chunk it up and smash it all up there. But then, I would have no clue where anything is. There's no organization. I try to keep everything mentally, like you can ask people. People have come to my room and be like, dude, what the hell? How do you find anything? And I'm like, well, just tell me what you need. And they're like, well, I need this. And I'm like, oh, well, it's probably in that pile over there. And then I'll rummage through the pile and like, here you go. Just randomly, stuff from like 20 years ago, 15 years ago. I know where it is. I know which pile it is. And like sometimes my mom will come into my room and like straighten up for me. And when she straightens up, then it screws up my entire system. But anyways, I do want to clean up, and and one of the things they say in the Komari method, which is Kondo Mari, her method is Komari method. One of the things they say is they want you to or she wants you to envision what kind of room you want. Like, you think about it in your mind, you say, this is the kind of room I want. This is the reason why I want that kind of room. And then go from there. Like, for me, I would love to have a room where I have a lot of stuff still, but everything's put away. Everything has a place. It's like I have desk space to put stuff down on. And then, immediately I put it away, and then I have more desk space again. Like, one of the problems is I don't have any desk space. If you look at it, everything's taken up by stuff that I can't find where to put. And I think one of the other big tenets is there's a system of how you're supposed to do it, which really, really made sense when I heard it. But even more so is how you throw stuff away. Because if you're really going to get your room clean, you have to throw things away. You have to throw something away because you can't keep everything, right? So, again, I think for someone like me, the biggest fear is that you're just going to go and you start chunking everything away. It's like, oh, I really love that. Oh, I'll throw it away. Oh, I really love that. Throw it away. And nobody wants to have somebody come in and throw a bunch of stuff that they, like, that means something to them. Nobody wants somebody to come in and throw those things away or force them to throw things away. So, I mean, from what I've read, is basically she tells you to, take something. Okay, so set aside, build a pile of all the stuff of that category. They go by categories. So, like, you do clothes first, then you do, like, books, then you do, like, and then you save memorabilia and, like, memory stuff last, because those are the hardest ones to get rid of. But anyway, so you go and you look and you pick up the physical item. So you go and, like, for instance, I'll pick up this Kirby shirt and I look at it and I'm like, and this sounds cheesy, but she says, does this bring you joy? You literally ask yourself that question with every single piece of item, and you hold it in your hand, because you have to be able to touch it. You have to be able to feel it. You have to be able to, like, feel the weight and the meaning behind it. And then, if it makes you happy, it's like, she's like, why wouldn't you keep it? Why would you throw something away that makes you happy? And the purpose of this is so that you end up with only stuff that you're really happy about. So your room's just filled with happy shit, right? And if it doesn't make you happy and you're done with it, you're like, okay, well, you know what? Thank you very much. There was a time when I used this, and there's a time when this is necessary, but now it's not necessary, and you just very peacefully let it go and say thank you for being there for me, and I don't need you anymore. And it's great. I from what I've read, it sounds exactly what I need to get my room in order. Yeah, so I'm excited to really push through it. I started it up a couple months ago, this method, and I went out of town and did this and did that, and I didn't finish it, and then my, stuff got all messed up, and but now I'm finally settled. I've got a steady work schedule. I've got steady, like, I've been doing dance classes and all these things. So there's and workouts. So there's a certain time, like, I'm just going to spend the next week or so, week and a half maybe, trying to get all this stuff done before October. And hopefully by October, there'll be a new room. And there's a specific reason why people don't rebound after her method, which I believe, but I'm not going to tell you that until I finish the program. So, yeah, so good luck to me, and I'm pretty confident that I'm going to be able to do this. I started some of it up today. I started, moving stuff around, throwing things away, getting ready to go through the process. So here we go. Good luck. Wish me luck. I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Bye.